Shabbos Kodesh, Parshas Matos, Masei, Tavshin Ayin, Ches, 5778 from Yerushalayim, HaKodesh. This week we're going to finish Sefer Bamidbar. Sefer Bamidbar is the Sefer that describes the Torah for the Golus, for when we're in Golus, different things that came up, different times, whether it was Meraglim, whether it was the door that said, after the Meraglim, Chet the Meraglim, they said, okay, well, we're going to go up anyway, even though it's not the time. And Moshe Rabbeinu said, don't go. Right? We have the Oig, we have the Balak, the Bilam, and all the we described how the Oig, how Oig and Balak and Bilam, how it's all tied in with Pinchas and Cosby and Zimri, how the story over there starts from the beginning of time and spans till the end of time. The end of Bamidbar, rightfully so, discusses Klal Yisrael entering into Eretz Yisrael. And we're holding we're at crossing the Yarden. Moshe Rabbeinu is telling Reuven, God, and the part of Menashe that wants to stay there, you got to go with your brothers to fight on the other side. They're right here. They're going in. And it's not a coincidence. Everybody talks about how Parshas Devarim is always Shabbos Chazoin, Eicha, right? Moshe Rabbeinu says, Eicha uchal levadi, how could I do it all alone? Masei is in the 3 weeks, smack in the middle. And before we even get to the Eicha uchal, we're holding at going into Eretz Yisrael, the end of a dark Golus. The end of it's the end of the 40 years in the desert, and this Parsha gives us a recap. Parshas Masei is telling us, okay, and it's all about where we came, where we went, the travels of the Jewish nation. Also, during these 3 weeks, when we try to attempt to feel the pain of the Shekhinah, the Tzara Shekhinah that doesn't have, that's been traveling around with us for 2,000 years. Old Marshall was a king, and he had a son. Sorry, cliche, the king, but it just works this way. He had a son who he loved, but he wanted to challenge his son. He said, I know my kid loves me. He always tells me that. He's always expressing it. I want to challenge him. I want to see if he really loves me. And we're going to put him through some tests. And so he sent his men to start testing him, test after test, different challenges that came up. And he stayed loyal. The kid stayed loyal. He did this for 40 days straight. At the end of the 40 days, the king calls in his son, the prince, and the king sits him down and he says, okay, let me tell you, at point A, at the first test, you did X, Y, and Z, you passed phenomenally that way, which is what brought you to the step 2, the test B. And on that you passed, you did this and this and this and passed it, and that's what got you to stage 3. Each step of the way, the father, the king, gives him over a play-by-play of everything that had just transpired. And it was so amazing to me, the king says. Right? And the entire journey, you're wondering, okay, when's this going to end? When am I going to not have to deal with all these challenges and this and that? When's it going to end? He gives him the itinerary for 40 days. Finally, he tells him, he says, you want to know something? I was there with you, every step of the way, guiding you. I know where you were. I know what you were doing. Because I was there, with you. But now, it's time to come home. And I want you to know I love you now more than ever. That's what Parshas Masei is about. You came from here, you went to here. You went to here, you came from there. Every step, every place had its own, some places were they were good places, and some places they were not as great. And Hashem says, I was there. All of it. Perhaps that is the reason why this parsha is always during the 3 weeks. It is to teach us this lesson. We should not feel comfortable where we are in Galus. We always have to keep our eyes on Eretz Yisrael. And know that at the end of the day, that there is a Hashem, Avinu Shabbat who's guiding us every step of the way. And He's writing a new book that is going that our own new Sefer Masei that He's going to give to us when Mashiach comes, describing all of our scariness and how at each step of the way we came from here, we went to there, and it was all somehow worked out. From Babel to Edom to Spanish Inquisition to pogrom to Holocaust to Stalin, the Iron Curtain, Iran, and the many, many more challenges over the years. Yet we're still here. Klal Yisrael is still here. The Torah is still here. No matter who tried to hurt us. And we came from here, and we went from here. And we went from there, and we came to there. And the Rebbe Hashem is going to give us a sefer and say, I love you. And I see you love me too. This is the proof. I challenged you here, and I challenged you there, and you passed them all. He's going to stand there and show us how He was there with us the entire time. Wherever we were roaming the earth for way too long. It's time for us, it really is time for us all to come back home. To Yerushalayim. We wait for Mashiach, and we're wondering, when will this finally be over? This Galus be over. That it happen speedily in our days. May this Tisha B'Av be this Hapach Liyam Tovim for Klal Yisrael. No one should have to fast. And should be sitting with the Sukkah of Yosin very soon. As always, any questions, comments, or feedback, leave them in the comment section below.